Okay, gentlemen, good job on your test yesterday. I'm sorry that I can't be with you today, but you know what? I am with you. I'm right here on the video. I've already said that to the seventh graders, but too bad I'm saying it to you too. And you know what? A lot of the stuff we have to do today, it's called basic assumptions, but things that properties that we use all of the time. Okay, and we're going to go over some of those properties, and then we're just going to look at combining integers and like terms and things like that. Stuff that you know how to do from last year, um, but just refreshing that stuff in our mind. So we're getting there. Let's look at these terms, and the first term is terms. Okay, in the sum a plus b, a and b are called terms. Remember, terms are separated. Oh, I need to make this smaller. Let me do that, guys. Hang on. I'm sorry. Thought I'd already done that. Okay, let me bring that back over here. Get rid of all the ink here, and I'll make that look a lot nicer. There we go. How's that look, CC? Does that look all right? Good. Edward, you agree? Thank you. Thank you. All right, now we're going to keep going. Let's see, I've got my terms right here. Terms are separated by pluses and minuses. So in this one, we know that we got a positive A and a positive B, and those two things are called terms. All right. Now I'm going to get rid of that so I can look at the next thing called a factor or factors. Factors, it says when two or more numbers are multiplied, each of the numbers is a factor of the product. So I'm just going to write down here, for example, 4 times 7. It says when two numbers are multiplied, the two numbers are factors of the product. So 4 and 7 are factors of 28. Okay, these are factors. All right, good job. Now, I do like this next one, and you know what? It's a subtle concept, not one that we use a lot, but it means, or it has a lot of implications, and we'll talk about that later during the year. But this first one, or this term here is called closure property. And it says the sum and product of two real numbers are also real numbers. Okay? So whenever I add or I multiply two real numbers, the answer that I get, the sum or the product, is also a real number. All right? Now, this is the interesting part. They are also unique, which means there is one and only one possible answer. So when I add a real number plus, I don't know, let's just say 15, the answer to this, or the simplification, the evaluation of this, has to be a real number, and it can only be one number. It has to be 19. It can't be 18. It can't be 20. It can't be 17. All right? It has a unique answer or a unique sum. Same thing with multiplication. All right? Okay. Let's look at this next one here. And it says commutative property. Guys, let's read the commutative property here. It says the order in which you add or multiply numbers does not affect the result. Okay? The order in which you add or multiply numbers. So let's see, 4 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus, I'm sorry, the order in which. So 4 plus 5 plus 7 is equal to, well, I can add those in any order. I'm sorry, I can add 4 and 7 and then 5, or I can add 5 and 7 and then 4, or I can add 4 and 5 and then 7. Okay? Same thing with multiplication. It doesn't matter what order I do it in, I'm always going to get the same thing. All right? Now that's commutative. The order in which I do these things does not affect the result. Associative property says when you add or multiply any three numbers, the grouping of the numbers does not affect the result. So 2 times, let's see, I'm going to write it like this. Parentheses 2 times 3 times 5 is equal to 2 times 3 times 5. And I'm writing it like this so we can see. This would give me 6 times 5 is 30. Okay? And this one over here would give me 2 times 15. And that's 30. Doesn't matter the grouping on multiplication. Guys, I'm going to have to stop here, and I'll do the next ones at the next video. Thank you, guys.